evening, everyone. This is Yusuf Chowdhury once again, tuning in from San Antonio, Texas. It is 8:56 p.m. Central Time. How y'all doing? All right. Good evening, Rose. How are you? Thank you for tuning in. How you doing? Hey, Mark, what's going on? Hey, did I ever send you the keyword ranking and the report? I don't think I did. Okay, please remind me, man. Remind me to send those stuff to you so you can look at the your website. I think I did ask you to remind me so I can send you the stuff. You know what I'm talking about? Last time when you posted your website and I ran a quick analysis on the website. So I gotta send you a copy of that the keyword ranking and also the on-page SEO stuff. So anyway, so tonight's subject, well, it's not a subject, but it's more of a Q&A session. So if you have any questions about online marketing, digital marketing, WordPress, SEO, online ads, Facebook ads, social media ads, search ads, WordPress, outsourcing, delegating, running your business, Lashanda in the house, how are you doing? It's been a long time. How you been? What's new with you? And still, I have not sent you the stickers. It's very sad. That's so embarrassing. But I guess that's gonna be the what do you call it? The habit or the funny story, huh? Because every time I try to upload it and send you something cool, I always forget it. Sister Habiba, wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh. How are you? So, okay, guys, it's a Friday night. So, how y'all doing? Where are you all tuning in from? Let me know how can I help you tonight. What kind of challenges you are facing? What kind of question you might have that you need an answer for? Please utilize your time right now. So let's see. Lashanda, I'm well, homie. How are you? I'm doing good. I gave up on this thing. You'll be surprised one of those days, like when you don't want it, it's gonna be at your front door. Okay, I'll be learning how to make apps next week. Oh, that's awesome. Which software are you doing? iOS or Android? Which one you're using? Are you going to learn? That's pretty cool. So Habiba says she is fine. So Lashanda, which software? iOS, Android? That's gonna be so cool because if you can learn how to make apps, you can either make game apps or utility apps, put them on the App Store, and if you get a lot of downloads, then you can start monetizing those apps, like a side hustle. So that's be super awesome. So Ramal Sarkar is asking me how to make a free website. Well, first of all, good question. Okay, let me answer this. First of all, I don't recommend free website anyway, but there are a couple of options. For example, you can go to Google My Business page. If you have a local business, like a brick and mortar or an office, you can use Google My Business page, and the Google My Business page has an option for you to create a free website. The domain is going to look like kind of crappy, but still you can make it for free. That's number one. Number two, if you buy the domain, let's say from GoDaddy, SiteGround, or any hosting provider, sometimes they do have an additional features called website builder. So it doesn't cost you anything. It's more like a drag and drop kind of thing. You still have to pay for the domain because the domain is going to cost you anywhere between $10 to $15 a year, and you can use the web hosting's own website builder. Okay. The second option is if you look into like Weebly or Wix, they claim it's free, but it's actually not free. I mean, you can use their free version with the option that you have to keep the brand name on your website, and that's why you're using it for free, right? But when it comes to business, I wouldn't recommend free sites. But if you're doing this as a hobby, or if you want to start, or if you don't have a budget and you're just doing this as a startup, then yeah, it's fine to use free for right now. But eventually, excuse me, when you start getting leads and customers, then make sure that you actually invest and build a site that costs money and not necessarily free, because I haven't seen any successful people succeed in life by using everything for free. A lot of time they do invest. Okay, so understand that free doesn't always mean good. And of course, sometimes we do try to find shortcuts, and if there are any resources, we like free stuff, but in the long run, that's not the way to go. You can try it, but always remember to change. Okay. So Lashand is asking, I'll be learning iOS. Okay, I have a good one for you. You should start a series called Yusuf Fix, My Business Life. Well, a couple of years ago, I talked about, pimp my website, right? Or maybe I should start a show called, How to Pimp My Online Marketing. But I like the title, Yusuf Fix. Yeah, I like that. Yusuf Fix or Yusufied Fix. My business life, right? You should start a series called Yusuf Fix. Yeah, I like that. Or Yusufied Fix. What do you think? Something with the Yusufied brand. Get Yusuf Fix so you can get Yusufied. How to get Yusufied? Get Yusuf Fix. Don't say Fix Yusuf. That sounds weird. Wait, I can do it as a side hustle doing apps? Absolutely. If you build utilities, or games, and a lot of people download that games, then you can add extra features. If you want to buy stuff, pay like 99 cents, or for the full game 99 cents. Yeah, of course you can make money. You can also make money by building apps for other businesses. Makes sense? So try to learn this skill and make that skill your side hustle. Okay. I would love for you to give me a suggestion. I need help and motivation. Absolutely, you know me. I mean, I'm always here to help, right? All the advice and tips, I'll give it to you, mostly based on experience and whatnot, okay? Wendy in the house, how you doing? Good evening. Good to see you. How are you? Ramal Sarkar, how to buy domain? Which website is best for buying domain? Excellent question. Well, there are tons. There's no best domain, because the domain registration services, they are like the real estate business, right? So whichever service you use, they are going to basically grab that domain for you. But what I usually use for myself and some of my clients, you can use GoDaddy.com to purchase domains. You can also use the GoDaddy coupon code. So for the first year, instead of buying the domain for like $10, you can get it for like $1. You can also use Namecheap.com. What else? I guess those two, if you want to purchase domain, that's my personal recommendation, but it doesn't mean the only way. You're probably going to hear different recommendations from other people, but when it comes to purchase a domain, I would just recommend those two. Habiba asks, I have some simple questions. What benefits to attend live events or conferences for online business? I have few conferences I want to attend this year. Any advice or tips? Okay, when it comes to conferences, what you have to do first, you have to look, if you have to look at the prices and what is included in the conferences, what kind of speakers are coming in, do some background check about each speaker, like what kind of work they do, what kind of online presence they have on search engine, what kind of social media presence do they have, what kind of material they teach. Try to ask their customers, get some feedback, get some reviews, and what is the nature of the content, because there are some conferences that will basically using it to upsell bigger tickets or bigger products. So you don't want to go to that one, because the information that they're going to give it to you in most cases are very minimal and very short or very basic, and they want to upsell you on something so-called in detail. But even if you buy the more expensive stuff, a lot of them are actually crap. Not too many of them are good. The only few of them are very good, right? So check the what is the conference exactly about. Check the price. Check the speakers, and see if they are going to just provide a value or what is it for. Makes sense? In my experience, to be honest with you, most of the conferences that I attended, I would say 8 out of 10, most of them are just for upsell, right? They come to you with this so-called information and the latest and the greatest and whatnot, but it ends up like, oh, you have to buy this product and that product, and you're going to spend a lot of money. I haven't seen anybody share really in-depth practical stuff. I did attend some of the free, like for example, I attend the WordCamp events, which is done by the WordPress, because it's super affordable, $25 to get in. They feed you lunch and they give you swag, and you have different levels of classes for beginners, intermediate, and advanced. Even for teenagers, for for the youth, right? Anything from business, marketing, and coding. So that's only specifically for website developers and freelancers and businesses that want to utilize WordPress. So that's very specific. Then recently I heard about the same Dallas Summit. It was more like a digital. So I looked at the speakers. Half of them were very well known. They have a lot of good materials. And I wish I could attend that one, but I couldn't last year because most of the topic was about the latest information about the Googles and whatnot. So look at those qualities, and if you do want to attend them, I mean, the benefit that you're going to get is the extra knowledge and also networking. You can also get to know other businesses within the same niche. Maybe you can build some sort of partnership. Maybe you can also do some sort of collaboration, work together. At least that's what I do when I attend events. I always look at events as something like, what? I want to attend these places because I want to learn, I want to expand my knowledge, and at the same time, I want to collaborate. Because you cannot sell your service if everybody else in the same business. Does that make sense? But you can collaborate. If the event was meant for, let's say, digital marketers, some digital marketers focus on social, some only focus on ads, some focus on web design. So you can all collaborate. So you can talk about how you do your business and how you can help them. So when they get the customer they need, you can offer the service and vice versa. Ali Ata, alaikum assalam, how you're doing? Let me know if you have any question tonight on online marketing. Okay, Habiba, so let me know if I was able to answer your question. If anybody else wants to add to Habiba's question, if you have an experience in attending conferences and events, please put in the comment section. Wendy asked, I use Thrive Theme. I love Thrive Theme, by the way. I even love the philosophy of the founder of Thrive Theme. I use Thrive Theme to build my site. It's an amazing theme with funnel builders and even membership builder. Love it. Free sucks in the end for sure. Thanks. Yeah, Thrive Theme is awesome. It's a really awesome WordPress premium theme, especially if you focus on landing pages, membership. That'll be the best option for anybody that don't know coding, right? Thank you, Wendy. That's a really great one of the themes that I highly recommend. Ramal Sarkar, Bengali language. I understand Bengali. I can speak a little bit, but I can understand. I would say 80% of the Bengali language. Apni kemon achen balo. Okay. Safwan Abu Hudayfa. Assalamu alaikum akhi. How are you? Alhamdulillah. I'm good. Can I ask a question about YouTube marketing? Absolutely, man. Anything within the digital marketing, it's part of the digital marketing, and YouTube is part of it too. So please feel free to ask. Michelle, hi, Yusuf. Love that. Hi, Yusuf. Namecheap is giving away free stuff with your domain now. Yeah, I also noticed that Namecheap, you can also get the web hosting for $1 per month. They're the cheapest hosting. You can get it for $1. Hey, did you know, Wendy, that Google, they offer Google domain. You can purchase a domain through Google, but when it comes to hosting, they do refer you to other companies. But I think recently, I would say last year or in 2018, I found out that there is a service from Google where you can actually host your website for 1 year for free. Okay, so look into that. Yes, one ClickFunnels event. Is that by ClickFunnels event? I never attended it. So what you need to do, you need to ask people who attended the ClickFunnels. To me, it seems like people that purchase the service or the product are the one that is attending, right? So ask people that went before, how was it, and inshallah you'll find some benefit from it. Okay, but make sure whatever knowledge you take, try to network, right? Try to network, learn from others how they're running the business using the ClickFunnels, and get as many information as you can, and make sure that whatever information you're taking in, you're learning it, apply them right away as soon as possible. Habiba said, that's awesome. I liked to even that WordPress. What is that? So for WordPress, they are all over the place. They are in nationwide and also international. So what you need to do, you need to go to WordCamp. Let's go to WordCamp. Just go to the website WordCamp, and you can find all the central.wordcamp.org. So you can check with your city and see if they have if they have event at your city, because it's a volunteer base, it's international, and it's also nationwide. So let me go ahead and share the link for you. 1 second. Give me a few minutes here, please. I'm gonna go ahead and share this link with Habiba. Volunteer base, it's international, and it's hearing myself. Okay. Move this. Get out the way. Let's see. Let me go to comment. What is the comment section? So I'm gonna post it here and on Facebook. Okay, and let me see if I can post it on the YouTube. There we go. And also on the Periscope. The Periscope. Yes, sir. Thank you for tuning in. If y'all have any question about online marketing, feel free to ask. Please. Okay, that's right. Build relationship business. Yes, thank you. Thanks for your information. You're most welcome. Safwan Abu Hudayfa. What can you advise me with when it comes to content or contest? Safwan, elaborate your question, my friend. What do you mean? I don't know if you meant content or contest. Let me know. Kim, what's going on, Kim? I've been using Namecheap for a long time, and I really like it. So there you go. Good. Wendy, Google domains are hard to manage if you are trying to port your domains. I like the easy button, so I use iPages for my hosting. Yeah, iPages old school too. iPages, HostGator, HostMonster, whatever host, right? These are good, but I believe right now SiteGround is the best in that category. SiteGround has the best service so far. How to work online? Which website is best for online work? I'm not sure. What do you mean by that, Mr. Sarkar? How do you work online? Please elaborate your question. Habib, okay. Do you know how to set up? I'm sorry. Okay. Do you know? Can you set up Arabic language WordPress? I'm not sure about ClickFunnels. I'm greatly appreciate that they. Yeah, ClickFunnels. I don't even use it. When it comes to ClickFunnels, I personally don't use it. I don't have an experience on it, to be honest with you. I've seen a couple of my colleagues use it. Some of them like it, some of them don't. I personally don't use it. If people want to use like a landing page style with an email capture, you can do them separately at a much affordable price, but it might take you a little bit extra work. Sometimes these expensive prices are good, like ClickFunnels, because they come with the ready-made system, so it'd be much easier for you to set up and run it quickly. But if you don't care about this stuff, and if you're technical, you want to do something much affordable by yourself, then you can try Thrive Pages that comes with the membership. You can use any plugin for list builders, or you can just go with leadpages.net. And there's another one called, I think, Funnel Dash, which is similar to ClickFunnels, but I heard that 3 times much affordable. So you can look into Funnel Dash as well. Okay. Now about the Arabic languages, there is a plugin Okay, there's a plugin that can help you to switch your English to any languages you want. Let me find that plugin. It's from WordPress. Give me a few minutes. Let me find it. There's an awesome plugin that I highly recommend. Highly recommend. It's a premium. First of all, it will automatically switch your language to any language you want, but you can also go on the back end and adjust those languages so you can make the changes manually. Okay, I believe it's WPML. WPML.org. Is it .org? Yeah, .org. So let me share this link for you. So the plugin, the plugin for the language. Let me share the link. Hector Hernandez, my brother, how you doing, bro? Thank you for tuning in, buddy. Let me also put it on YouTube right here. Okay. Make sure you save those links, okay? Bookmark them. Bookmark them. Bookmark the link. There we go. All right, let's see. Kim, Yusuf, do you agree that WordPress is much better than Wix? Absolutely. Okay, absolutely, for many reasons. I mean, even any business, even if they have a basic site, even the so-called website builder, Weebly or Wix, that's better than not having it, right? So if somebody have that, I congratulate them. Now, in order for them to do better or upgrade, of course, I recommend WordPress. I'm going to be very biased because I personally use it and I personally build it for my customers. And what happens is that when the customer grows in their business, if they want to add new stuff, new features, or any additional, tool and plugin, WordPress comes with most of the stuff. So in a way, it is kind of affordable. You know what I mean? So yeah, and I believe right now 30% of the internet is built on WordPress. So you can do so much stuff with it, and especially if you buy your own domain and your own hosting, you can definitely have a full ownership. Does that make sense? But with Wix, if you want to, if the business grows and you want to change it, you want to go somewhere else, you want to add some extra features, you can't do that because it's a proprietary system. And if you want to optimize it for the search engine, you can't even do that. You can only do the basic page title and meta tag, but you cannot mess with the schema or anything else. You know what I mean? So that's why I recommend self-hosted WordPress, not the WordPress.com, but the self-hosted, WordPress. What I mean by that, getting the domain, getting the web hosting, and installing the WordPress, and then go from there. Yeah, most welcome, Habiba. Hector, I'm thinking of buying an SEO tool from Code Canyon to drive traffic to my site. What tool would you say it is the most popular tool? Well, technically, here's the thing, Hector. There is no automatic tool for SEO. None. No such tool exists. If it exists, then it's shady. SEO tool doesn't do anything. So the SEO tool that we have in the market right now, most of them are for analysis, right? Like analyzing, like for example, screamingfrog.org, SEMrush, Ahrefs, there are a couple other tools. These are all just to analyze, like where the traffic is coming from, what is the backlink, what is a toxic link, which content can be submitted to different places. Does that make sense? But there's no tool that will help you, because for Google to find something that is automated, it's like shady. Does that make sense? I've seen so many so-called tools out there that promises a big thing, but most of them doesn't work. Now, which you can use plugins like, for example, Yoast. Even Yoast itself actually doesn't help if you don't know what you're doing, right? So the reason you are using Yoast plugin, for those that don't know how to code on the back end, they can use the plugin so you can optimize every single page for the page titles, meta tags, schema tags, micro formats, and whatnot. So the plugin helps you to optimize them when you actually do the on page SEO work. Does that make sense? Once you do that, then you have to do what we call the offline SEO or the off page SEO. This is where you have to organically create content on a high authority, relevant sites that can bring traffic back to your website, that can build backlink. There's so much work involved. So how come this tool claims that their software can help with the SEO, which makes no sense by the nature of how SEO works? I know there's one company last year, or I think in 2018, it's a very well-known company that the CEO of that company talked about maybe they can use some sort of AI to build a type of tool that can actually optimize the web pages using the AI, which is different. But that doesn't mean it will still bring you the traffic and whatnot. Does that make sense? So far I haven't found any. I know back in the day, a couple of decades ago, we used to see a lot of so-called black hat technique and a lot of tools that claim, like the SC nuke, whatever, that it can bring you ranking or that. Most of them were using, black hat technique. You know what I mean? Or some of the technique were ethical, but later on, Google made the update and basically throw those strategies out. Does that make sense? But if you know any, let me know. If you know any, let me know, because most of these tools, they are either to help you to optimize it by your own easily and efficiently, like a personal SEO assistant, or tools that can actually analyze. So I mean, like I said, one of my favorite is SEMrush, Link Assistant, Href, Screaming Frog, and there are tons. I probably used more than like 10, 15 tools, but one of my favorite one is SEMrush. Okay. Safwan Abu Hudayfa. YouTube contest. Unfortunately, ya akhi, wallahi, I don't have any experience when it comes to contests or how to run a contest. So I apologize. I don't have the answer for that, but I can look into it if you would like. I can do some research or talk to some of my colleagues if anybody run a contest on YouTube. Typically, what we do with YouTube is run YouTube ads. We also talk about how to optimize the YouTube channels, how to research great content, and how to push them out there. That's the stuff that I have experience with, but not with the contest. I mean, we can come with an idea how people can land on a landing page or make some sort of video about a contest, but I don't have full experience on how to run those strategically. Okay, so I apologize for that. Habib said okay. Habib is also asking, can't set up for Arabic language for ClickFunnels. I mean WordPress by Arabic language. Yes, that's what the plugin is. That plugin, you can do everything in Arabic. In fact, even in your keyword, if you change, I think WordPress itself has an option for languages. If you can select Arabic, then everything is going to be in Arabic. It's on the settings. If you go to the dashboard, there's an option for languages. If you select Arabic, then everything else is going to look Arabic. Because I was helping my fourth brother how to build the site. And he was from Mecca, فاهم كيف? And it was all in Arabic. So because I told him how to switch it, and everything was in Arabic. I want to run a contest on my channel to bring more traffic and subscribers. Like I said, Safan, I'm sorry, I don't have enough experience, so I can't give you advice on that. But what I can tell you is to run YouTube ads, okay? Because YouTube ads is part of Google Ads. So you can run a less than 10, 15-second video. You can also run the text below the video. So you can run ads and see if that can bring you more subscribers, okay? So look into YouTube ad. Let me see if I can find you some resource on YouTube ads, because my team are licensed through Google's partner program. So we have a team that run ads on YouTube. So what you can do, you can go to youtube.com/ads, and YouTube will basically show you exactly how to run the ad. So this is a free course from YouTube or from Google. So go to youtube.com/ads. Let me see if I can post that for you. Give me a few minutes. Let me go ahead and post this for Safwan right here. So, brother Safwan, check out this link, youtube.com/ads. Excuse me, I'm sorry. Check it out, and later on, let me know if you have any question about it. Habib says, thank you very much. We'll check out and thanks, Wendy. You can't build a business on Wix. Save your the headache of having to switch later. Yeah, that's another problem because if you want to switch it, you can't just switch it. You have to rebuild everything from scratch because it's like a different platform. It's like saying that how can I convert my Corolla into BMW? It's not going to work, right? Lashanda, question number 1. I have both Yahoo Small Business for my personal site and GoDaddy for my business site. I don't like website builders on Yahoo. I'm over GoDaddy. Should I switch to another provider or work with what I got? Um, if you don't like the Yahoo one, yes, then I would say go with GoDaddy because you're not paying any additional fees on using the site builder, even from GoDaddy. Absolutely. If you're having a difficult time with Yahoo, go use the one with the GoDaddy. But you already know my answer, Lashanda. I'm all about WordPress, right? So, but if you cannot learn and work on WordPress, then stick with the website builder from GoDaddy. Kim, let's see. I agree. I have a WordPress site, but have someone trying to get me to switch to Wix. What? Oh my God! Like why? There has to be a reason, Kim. Like why do you want to switch to Wix, or if somebody going to help you to build it on Wix? I've seen a couple of nice looking site on Wix. Don't get me wrong, but what is the reason? There has to be some sort of logical reason, or if you have Google Analytics configured on your website, use the data from Google Analytics to understand the behavior of your website visitors. Based on those behavior, you can go and make the changes, right? In fact, how about if you give me your website one more time, let me look at it and see if I can give you some feedback. So if you have your website, Kim, put in the comment section, let me give it a look. Habiba said, that's awesome. Safa said, thank you, Akhi. You're most welcome, Akhi. As you know, when I don't have the answer, I will let you know I don't have the answer, right? That's how we were raised, correct? But I will definitely find that more information and resources for you when it comes to the content. Ali Atta, Wix is a hot niche these days on Fiverr. Really? For real, Ali? Okay. I mean, if you can get a nice somebody that can build nice looking website on Wix, hey, why not? And Fiverr probably doesn't cost you that much. You know what I mean? So, Kim, if you have your website, let me take a look at it. Maybe I can give you some feedback. I mean, website as in WordPress. Is there a training site? There are a bunch of training. First of all, if you just go to Google, I'm sorry, if you go to YouTube, Lashana, just type WordPress Beginners Tutorial 2020. Maybe theme 2019 or any specific theme. There are a bunch of them for like an hour. They go through everything. I mean, I also do a workshop on WordPress for beginners. I did it so many times. I can do it while I'm asleep. You know what I mean? So if I ever do a seminar, maybe next month, I will let you know, and I'll live stream it. But yeah, YouTube is full of it. Okay, bunch of, but make sure you type beginner's tutorial 22. If you can find any videos from last year or from this year, make sure you type 22. Okay. Kim, the reason is because I'm having some challenges with some things on my WordPress site, and they feel I'm spending too much time on it. Ah, I see. Well, share the link and let me know exactly what's going on. Like, what is the exact challenge? Because sometimes there has to be a reason, like what kind of areas you're working on. You know what I mean? So let me click. Click. Passionate horsemanship. Aha. I have a resource for you if you're interested. Okay, let me see. Okay, I got there's a nice logo right there with the heart. Contact. Trail obstacle training, the fun way to build confidence, trust, partnership. So what's wrong with this? Like, what are you trying to make a change? There's some things cause behavior issues in horses. I want to know. Online courses, services, resources. Anchor. Oh, you do the podcast, huh? Let's see. Others saying. What others saying? What do you call it? The slides. You got the social 2018. Make sure you update that. So what's the problem? Like my suggestion when it comes to the page, you need to have about home, about you know, passion horsemanship, services, and contact us. And of course that's on the navigation. I don't see except the word contact. But what is the issue? Like, what do you want to make a change on? Oh, there you go. Now it's coming. I'm sorry. Oh, what? Yeah, I saw the home, then it's not there. Like, oh, that's weird. Yeah, there is a minor problem because I see the home, but then it doesn't services, but it doesn't show up. Like, some issues right there. Let's see what theme is this. What W theme is that? It's supposed to be HTTPS. You know what I mean? Let's see. So using Halo Pro 2. Oh, that's a Studio Press. That's some good stuff. The Studio Press is one of my team's favorite because all coding. Wow. Did you build by yourself? Because this is a theme that actually requires a lot of coding. I didn't know that if you're a coder, but the Studio Press theme is very powerful and a strong theme. Okay, Studio Press, the branded, but you're probably using a different theme. So maybe you're building on Genesis theme, and the template is something else, right? That's what I'm seeing here. Yeah. So the core is a Genesis theme. Studio Press. Let's see. Atomic blocks, Pinterest, pinned button, social proof testimonial slider, WordPress simple PayPal, shopping cart, simple social icon, Google Analytics for WordPress, ConvertKit, Rocket Lazy. It's not bad. Who designed it though? That's the thing. Studio Press is very powerful. Just so you know, it's a very powerful template. A lot of my developers like to work on Studio Press. I have a okay. So let's see. I don't want to use widgets. I want to use the blocks and Gutenberg. I don't like Gutenberg. Okay, the text in the hero image needs to be bigger and centered. Yes, I built it myself. Wow, you're amazing. So, wow, if you built it by yourself, guess what? You can start doing side hustle just like Lashanda. Start building website for other people. I need to learn HTML. Do you have a course for dummies? Not really. Every time I try to learn something complicated, I pass it to my team and let them, hire the smart people and let them do the work. Best place, go to YouTube. HTML for Beginners 2020. That's how you find some, courses. Or what else? You can look into lynda.com because LinkedIn acquired lynda.com, so you can get minor free courses from Lynda, or you can just pay the monthly. I think it's like $25 to get access to thousands of courses. You can check Udemy. You can also check Teachable and Thinkific. They might have good courses. But again, if you don't want to pay, then just go to YouTube, type HTML for Beginners 2020. Okay? So I'm using the Hello Pro theme from Genesis, but it's a third party theme. Typically, what we do when we build a site on Genesis, the child theme, it's part of the Studio Press. We don't try to use anything else. You know what I mean? So there's a possibility that it might not be compatible with the Genesis. So here's my suggestion to you: if you want, you can write exactly. If you use what you call it, the awesome screenshot Chrome plugin. If you can take a screenshot and let us know exactly what changes do you want to make, what are the issues. What I can do, I can pass it to my developers, and if they can fix it under 15 minutes, I will not charge you. Make sense? If it exceeds more than 15 minutes, I'm going to let you know how much it's going to cost you, so I'm not going to do it without letting you know. But if they can fix it within 15 minutes, there'll be no charge for you. So just basically DM me exactly what you're trying to do, what are the issues, and I can have my team sometime next week look at it. And first they're going to look at it. Of course, they're going to tell me if this thing going to take us 15 minutes. I'll let them do it, and that will be a courtesy from me to you, so you don't have to pay for that. Make sense? So go ahead and do that. Okay. All right. Any more questions? All right. So, any more question, folks? Anybody has a question on what is this? Remind me later. Anybody has a question in YouTube or Periscope or Facebook? Let me know. I want to switch over to the Astra theme. I clone my website, and it's now is a sandbox where I can play with it. And remember, when it comes to website, here's another advice because your website is a business website. My recommendation advice is that don't play too much with the website itself, trying to figure out like what is the purpose of the website. So if your website it's a place where people want to train their horses, so the first thing that they're going to see is about the company, what services you provide, how can they get started, and how can they contact you, and the testimony of client that already use your service. That's how you organize it. And of course the blog for SEO stuff, right? Very simple. And you have to think about from the mobile perspective and a desktop perspective, and when the way you build it, not necessarily it's on how just for you on how to use it, but how easy it is for my target audience, because we have to think about user experience. We call this the UX factors, right? So we have to think about the user experience, how they're going to use the website, are they going to enjoy it? So since you have the website live, I would definitely check the Google Analytics and find out, excuse me, how they're behaving, and based on their behavior, I can make those changes. Does that make sense? So if you focus on those, then just trying to fix minor things here and there and make it look so-called, I call it cosmetic of things, right? Focus on the usability, on the functionality, on the fast of the use, and the user experience. Then use the data from the Google Analytics to tell you exactly what needs to be done. Does that make sense? Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. Okay, any more questions, everybody? Kim said, yes, makes sense. All right. Anybody else have a questions about digital marketing? I'm going to wait. It is 9:38 p.m. Central Time, Friday, here in San Antonio, Texas. Okay, I've seen some good question in YouTube here. One comment in Periscope, bunch of you on Facebook. Great, great. Okay, I'm just gonna wait. I have the question box open right here. So Michelle Hayward, what do you like about LinkedIn? Good question. I would say I like that they have the option for you to hire contractors under the Pro Finder, just like Upwork. I like that they acquire the SlideShare. I like that they're heavily focused on professionals. I'm very happy that they actually acquired Lynda, and also don't forget it's owned by Microsoft, right? Ali Ata is clean and well designed, necessary for business website. Well, Ali, I don't know what clean and well means. For designers, that doesn't mean anything. If you're talking about like simple and aesthetic, maybe, but when it comes to the website, it's not just the clean. You have to make sure that the user experience. Like for example, if you build a site and you have an image of a product, right, and the background has a bunch of other images or pictures, that's kind of too distracting to the audience, right? So what you do, you make the background wide, so my focus is going to be only on that image, for example, right? Another option is if you have a blog page. You know how typically with the blog page you have the title, the image, the blog post, and on the sidebar you have all the other ad display ads and different options and social. So that's kind of distracting to the reader. So if you remove that, the reader can also only focus on the particular blog post, for example. Does that make sense? So it's all about the usability, the UX factor. Okay, look into the UX factor. In fact, there's a good book by I think Steve Krug. It's called Less is More. Let me see. Is it Steven or Steve? Let's see. There's a good book on web design. Let's see. A good book. I highly recommend that you read it. Yeah, it's Don't Make Me Think. It's called Don't Make Me Think by Steve Krug. That's STEVEKRUG as in George. Okay, Steve Krug. So check out Don't Make Me Think. That's the name of the book. It talks about the user experience when it comes to design. Okay, so check that book. I highly recommend it. It's old, but it's very, very good. Okay. Kim, where do you want me to send screenshots to? You can email me. Okay, you can basically tell me what you want to do and send me the screenshot of the places that you want to make the changes on. Give me some description so I can pass it to my developer. Give me like good detailed information, nothing vague. Okay, send it to my email. It's yusufchowdhury@gmail.com. So if you just copy my full name from my Facebook, yusufchowdhury@gmail.com. That's YUSUFCHOWDHURY@gmail.com. Send me the email and I'll get in touch with you sometime next week. Ali Atta said, does website design matter? I mean, that's an excellent question. Yes and possibly no. Because what happens in the website, before you talk about the design, you have to talk about the objective and the purpose of the website. Okay, and first you have to look at your target audience. Who's your customer? What are their challenges? What are their problems that they need solution for, right? And what type of niche is it? Then you talk about the objectivity and the functionality and the need of the site. Like, what is the purpose of the website? Is it to sell a specific product? Is it to capture the name and email addresses, capture the name and phone numbers? Makes sense? Then after that, of course, comes the design, which is part of the branding. So I'm not saying design is not important. It matters, but if you only focus on the design and not the functionality and the objective of the website, then it's like having a nice Ferrari with no engine. Make sense? So what I'm trying to say, yes, it is, but it is not if you ignore the others. So you have to look at who is the target audience, what are their challenges, and what is the objective of the website. Like, what I'm trying to accomplish by building this website. Am I using it to capture leads? Am I using it to have my target audience book an appointment or a session or a class? Make sense? Then you build it in a way that you have to redirect them. You have to basically tell them where they need to go. So there has to be a strategic purpose. Then of course comes the design, because design is part of the branding, right? In fact, there's a good article. Let me see if I can find it. There's a good article about the color psychology. Let's see. That I recommend you need to check it out. The color of psychology. It was by by Help Scout. So helpscout.com/blog/psychology-of-color. Let me see if I can share this with you. You can check out. This is an awesome content, and there's an awesome tool that one of my awesome programmer right here in my office shared this with me. It's called, I think, Cooler. So the cool thing about that tool is actually show you, if you pick one color, what other options of the color you can pick. Okay, it's really, really awesome. But let me share this link. Bear with me, Ali, 1 second. I'm just trying to open the browser. There we go. This is a good article that talks about the psychology of color in design and branding. So check it out. And let me also share with you this awesome tool. 1 second. Just bear with me. give me a minute, guys. I want to try to find that awesome tool. Oops, there you go. One second. This is an awesome tool. It's really amazing because even if you don't understand, when I shared this with my designer, they loved it. Let me share this with you. Yes, there you go. It's called colors.co. So what happens with this thing, when you pick certain color, it gives you the variation of what color comes with it. It is super amazing. So here we go. It's called colors.co. Okay, if you have a designer, they're gonna love this. My team loved it. My web designers and graphic designers, they're like, wow, this is super awesome. It's called Colors. Okay, so there you go. So these are some of the links. Make sure you bookmark them. Kim said, what are your thoughts on having more than one call to action on the homepage? That is an excellent question. Think of it this way. When you go to a restaurant, Kim, right, and you have this menu that has like possibly 100 recipes or 100 type of foods, it's kind of confusing, right? So there is no right or wrong answer because it depends on your audience. Some audience probably you have a call to action that takes the website visitor to the same place, the same page or same landing page, but it's mentioned differently. So on the home page it says contact us, in the middle follow up with us, maybe on the second page reach us, but when people click on it, it will take them to the same page or the same landing page. That's totally fine. So what I would suggest is you do the A/B test. A/B test basically means keep one call to action button, right, and see how they are behaving in terms of the click. If you add 2 or 3 buttons, see if you get more clicks on the 3 buttons or the 2 buttons, right? So you can do that with Google Analytics. So you can, let's say if you're getting consistent traffic, let's say if you're getting, for example, 50 visitors every day, so you can run this test for a month and see what happened to that call to action button. On the second month, if you're still getting the same organic traffic, then add 2 call to action buttons and see what happens, right? But again, the same way I was telling Ali to check this book, Don't Make Me Think, by Steve Krug, I would highly advise you to read that book as well. So it's more all about testing, because there's some businesses, like for example, insurance companies, they have like a bunch of call to action because the nature of the business, right? So it depends how you're going to put it strategically. So test it and see which one works better for you. From my experience and understanding, the less thing you have, you're going to force the audience to click only on that one call to action button. So it has to be on the top, maybe in the middle, or at the end. Depends on how you build the site. Some businesses, they only have a video, 3 benefit points, and a call to action, and that's it. They have no other call to action anywhere. Makes sense? So it depends. So I would say just go ahead and test it. Test it with 1, then after that test it with like 2 or 3 and see what happens with the conversion. If the only one brings you more click versus having 2 or 3 call to action button, then stick with the one. Make sense? Gonna check this. Looks interesting. You're most welcome, Ali. Yes, it's pretty cool. Check it out. Especially the colors.co is really amazing. Okay, I had a startup company that they came up with the logo and they were trying to build their website, so I sent them colors.co, and now their site is built in a way that matches the brand color, and whatever colors within the site also kind of makes it make you like you're invited to see the site. You know what I mean? Kim, I've been following the way Donald Miller of Story Brand does his website. Yes, that makes sense on the buttons. Thanks. You're most welcome. Yeah, I mean, it's all about testing, because what happened is every agency, every website out there have different experiences from their target audience. In some cases, a website with a pop-up does way much better than another one that doesn't have a pop-up, and vice versa. Some website that don't have a pop-up does way much better than the one that has a pop-up, for example, right? So it's all about testing. There's no like one single rule, right? It's all about the test. It's all about the target audience, how they're behaving, what they're liking, and you just basically make the changes based on your target audience. You know what I mean? That's why data analytics is so important. I mean, especially data. I love data because with the data, I can come with a proper strategy to implement and execute and whatnot. Make sense? Okay. All right, folks. It is 9:52 p.m. Any more great questions? Tons of awesome questions tonight. I really appreciate it, y'all. Let's see. Michelle Hayward. I've used StoryBrand too. It's not working. I'll be changing my website later this year. Okay. What is a StoryBrand? Is that like a service? I never heard of it. StoryBrand. Like for example, when people talk about ClickFunnels, right? My question for a lot of people that are using ClickFunnels: does it work with every single business? I have clients that don't even use email marketing, and they're doing very good. In fact, this year, one of them got like more than 1,098 patients, and each patient they basically charge anywhere between $9,900 to like $15,000. They've made millions, but they don't use email, right? They have organic traffic and they have search ad traffic. See, some businesses, yes, it requires for you to capture the lead and give them an offer. So it really depends, you know. You can't be just with everybody. You know what I mean? What's the best plugin for pop-up? I think Monster Opt-in is one. And if you use the third-party tools like MailerLite or MailChimp, they also come with the pop-up. Especially the not MailerLite, MailerLite, like MailerLite, not MailerLite. Okay, but Monster, I think Opt-in it's a good one. Donald Miller method for marketing is called StoryBrand. Oh, okay, Michelle, thank you. What do you think we should be doing more of on LinkedIn to be seen on social media and to get leads? Well, right now, I mean, of course, the live streaming, if you already have it, keep doing that. Secondly, the blog, because you can right now write content on LinkedIn as a blog post. I think it's called Pulse, right? So write an awesome content on LinkedIn that is very unique only to LinkedIn audience. And the part two of that, excuse me, blog, you will take them to the part two blog post on your website. And sometime you can take them to you can have a full content specifically on LinkedIn, but the hyperlink of some of the content can take them to different blogging material on your website. So I would say focus on the blog and focus on the live streaming. If you have videos, upload the videos. Groups on LinkedIn, back in the day, I used to be part of some, and it was good, just like Facebook group where you engage and give value, and from there you can also build leads. You can try that as well. Okay. Kim said, I agree. We have to do what works best for us and our customers. Absolutely, Kim. That's why there is no such thing as magic bullet, secret sauce, hot sauce, salsa verde sauce, all kinds of sauces. No such thing. You just have to take the knowledge of how digital marketing works, test them, and see which one works for your customer. Because at the end of the day, your customer decides to hire you or buy your product or buy your service. Do you see what I'm saying? So, and that is the beauty of the digital marketing. You can look at all the strategies, you can look at all the technique and lessons and apply and see which one works with certain customers and which one works with other customers and whatnot, So that's why it requires a lot of work and a lot of testing, and especially the data. Remember, focus on the data. When I say data, look at the analytics, look at where the traffic is coming from, whether it's the social or on the website. Look at the numbers, because the number is going to help you, and at the same time, it will put you in the habit of, just like when you do your taxes, when you do your finances, everything's about the numbers, about the profit and loss and whatnot. You have to look at your digital marketing the same way, right? Like how much money you're putting, how much traffic you're getting, how many visits, how many leads, how many conversion. You have to look at all these numbers, whether it's on the website or in the social. And based on the number, you are going to behave. So for example, my company name, onlinebusinessowners.org. Typically, I would have multiple social channels in the company name, but I don't. I only have a Facebook for the company, and everything else is personal, because for somehow over the years, my personal brand grew out more than my company. I'm still getting leads from there. I get more leads running Google ads and social ads and because organically I'm already there and live streaming versus just doing social. In fact, one of my clients, he never posts anything on Facebook. All he does, he has a video and a Facebook ad. He's been running for almost like 2 or 3 years, and he get leads from there. So he's not even active on social media. Okay, maybe occasionally he will tweet, occasionally he will put a Facebook story, but he's very good. Amazingly, he's very good with responding with any comments that comes to his Facebook ad. That's all he does, right? But ask any other social media expert, they'll tell you, oh no, you have to do everything. You have to. I mean, it's true in a way. They are partially correct, but again, at the end of the day, it depends on your actual customer, right? How they're gonna behave, and whatever the money works, you stick to that, right? Subject matter expert, yes, yes, Michelle. When you start writing content or upload videos and do live streaming, you are automatically considered a subject matter expert. You know what I mean? So yeah, folks, it is 9:57 p.m. Central Time, Friday night in San Antonio, Texas. Hey, this is Yusuf Chowdhury. Ali Atta, realities no one talks about. What is it? What is it? Realities nobody wants to talk about. Like right now, there was an awesome group that I'm also part of where that's how we learn. In Facebook, there's a group for digital marketers from offshore, and this one person posted an article about how, for example, TikTok is the most downloaded, blah, 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 and whatnot. We should get into it. I'm like, okay, I agree. When the new platform comes in, it becomes popular, we should look into it. But that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to jump into it right away. We can jump into it to use it and try it and test it and whatnot. But that doesn't mean every customers are there, right? You have to look at the demographic. Who is there? Am I the one that, are they my audience? Am I the provider for them? So you have to do some homework, some research, then go after it. But if you're a marketer, of course it's good to analyze and test everything for yourself personally. Then after that, come and recommend to your clients. Because in general, when it comes to social media is strategy. It's pretty basic, excuse me, and you can apply the same philosophy and technique in all social channels. The only difference is every social media channels are different. So on YouTube, you can use videos, on Periscope, live streaming, on Snapchat, snaps, on Instagram, videos and images, and Facebook text, videos and images. So they're all in different format, right? But the concept of giving value is still the same. Makes sense? But you have to strategize on how to understand the tools, the machine of this platform, then put your strategies up there. Kim, let's see. I know someone who doesn't do email marketing. He only does Facebook Live broadcast and is doing very well. Facebook is the only place he focuses on. That's good, Kim. But at the same time, you need to remind him and tell him that we don't own Facebook, right? If Facebook decide to shut it down, then what are you going to do? Make sense? So it's good. I'm glad that it's working for him or her. That's very awesome. This is very, very good. And that's a proof in itself, as you mentioned. You see, he's not using everything what everyone's telling this individual, but he's still doing good and making the profit. And this is great and good. But make sure you tell him have a backup plan, because we cannot throw everything in one basket. If this friend of yours is doing pretty well, tell him that, hey man, hey girl, have a backup plan just in case. You never know, just in case. If something happens, you have something to fall into. Make sense? But you're absolutely correct. I mean, I've seen people like us this week at the lunch essay. There was this startup entrepreneur who make this amazing hot sauce from the local farm right here, and he's been his article been in a lot of different local news magazines and the farmers market. He's doing very good. Like, I think he makes these hot sauce, I don't know how many of them in a day, and he can ship them in a big packages. But his Facebook page is not properly put together. His website is, like, with my respect to him, is really not that good, right? But he's doing great. Even then, I left a couple of comments because we have an organization here called the Lunch Essay, where every Wednesday, two startup will come and pitch for 6 or 7 minutes, and all the entrepreneurs will give him a feedback or her a feedback. So I left a couple of comments like, hey, there's an issue with the Facebook. Here are the stuff to fix it. I see you have a website. I basically give constructive criticism with a solution in case if he's interested, we can help him out, because it's a community to help each other. You know what I mean? But again, it's inspiring. There's also proof that sometime, sustenance is going to come to you. So even if you don't follow all the thing all the way through, right? But again, as a business who think, 5 years ahead of your time, you have to be visionary and think about the future. So you have to make all this plan and not what do you call it? Throw yourself in the water, anything like that, right? Of course, when you build a business, mistake going to happen, and you're going to keep learning from mistake. But it's also good to learn from those who came before you, or from the experts. You can make less mistake. You know what I mean? I, for one, believe in having an email list. Absolutely, absolutely. Because what happens if your website goes down, or if your social media goes down, you can email your members. Hey, something went down. Just want to let you know, and you can turn this email list into a happy, loyal clients. Of course, email is still very important. Even though I don't have email list, I still recommend it because some of my clients use email lists and they're doing very, very well, right? Okay, folks, it is 10:02 p.m. Central Time. Do you all have any more questions on digital marketing? These questions were so great. I really appreciate everyone participating. Okay, anybody else? I'm not ignoring. I'm sorry, I'm not ignoring. I'm looking at to see if there's any question on my other platform right here. Any more questions? Okay, all right. It's 10:04 p.m. Central Time. I'm gonna wait for one more minute. If nobody drops in any question, I'll go ahead and bounce. And if I do that, I'll see you all Monday. I'll see you all next this coming Monday. Okay, folks, it is 10:05. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for those who's going to watch the replay. Make sure that you tap the word replay on the comment section, and I'll get back with you guys on Monday. Thank you. Have an awesome weekend, and bye-bye for now.